Hi everyone, Drini here, and welcome to my channel. So while the Bitcoin and crypto markets continue to be weak, we're gonna go ahead and continue our new series about planning for this bearish phase of the lengthened cycle. So today we're gonna talk about Derace to see where we are and chart a good plan forward. And let's dive in. Let's talk about Bitcoin for a short stint before we dive into Derace. So for Bitcoin, if you notice, over the past couple of weeks, we have started to rally quite significantly. So from the lows of 34, we have now since gone $5,000 up to $39 right here. Now, if you've been in the crypto space for even half a year now, you would know that this type of growth is not to be celebrated because there's a lot of times where you may rally significantly to the upside right here only to fall back down. Why is that? That is because it really takes time for markets to recover when you have a capitulation such as the one that's been happening over the past couple of months. Very similar to how the May to July actually took 3 months to unravel before we continued our way forward. Another thing to notice, on a 4-hourly time frame, we may appear to have rallied, but if you look at the patterns that are emerging, we are actually forming an ascending wedge right here. So an ascending wedge is actually a bearish structure if we break to the downside. So if we break this particular moving trend line right here, then we are going to go back all the way to when we first formed the wedge, which was around this area right here of around $33,000. So the way to invalidate this bearish structure is we do have to break this upper trend line right here so that moving forward, then we will gain more confidence that we really are on our way. But until we break it, then let's just temper our expectations for now. Okay, so now we're here at the Derace charts, and if you notice, one thing about this significant downtrend right here, if you've been following my videos over the past couple of days, is we did talk about altcoins and our gaming cryptos are acting like they're in the prolonged bear market of before, even though we are just in a corrective phase of a lengthened cycle. And you may be bummed about that because your portfolio value is low, but this is actually a very good opportunity for accumulation because if you think about it, we're not in an official bear market, but price action is acting like one. So you can imagine once we start to recover from here, where are we gonna go moving forward? In a prolonged bear market, we can go as low as 95 to 99%. So for Derace, ever since its all-time high of around $8.60 all the way till this particular recent bottom right here, we have actually fallen around 83%. So overall, Derace is actually faring quite healthily as compared to other cryptos that we have been covering in the past week. And if you look at the recent Derace price action, one thing that you notice is on a daily time frame and then a 4-hourly time frame as well, we appear to be hitting our head at this particular resistance area right here. But the good thing is we're not going lower. So we are actually forming an ascending triangle right here. So this particular price level of around $1.74 is actually a key price level that we need to break, back test it as support, before hopefully our continuation to the upside. But we don't actually want to get there yet. We don't want to break this yet. Why is that? That is because, as I mentioned before, we are in an accumulation phase of our lifetimes or on this particular phase of the cycle. The best thing for Derace to do moving forward is actually just crab along this area. If we have to break through this trend line right here, so be it, because this $1.74 is a very, very good risk threshold. So if you haven't been following my videos, a risk threshold is the price where as long as it's below this particular level, you continue to DCA accordingly. But once it breaks through that particular price level, you actually stop investing because a risk threshold is an agreement that you have with yourself that past a certain price level, investing in these levels would carry more downside risk than the upside gains that you may have as compared to just investing when it's below that particular level. So this $1.74, we don't actually want to break it yet because you want to accumulate as much as you can while we are in this zone. But let's say we break it. Let's say Derace price action is really quite strong, even though the markets haven't recovered yet. What's a good plan moving forward? Then we can establish multiple risk thresholds for the Derace price action. Another potential risk threshold is actually this area right here. Why is that? Because this is the support that it tried to establish before the eventual capitulation to the downside. The reason why this is important is because if you look to the left, this is also the key support level that was established before its subsequent accumulation. So this risk threshold of around $2.29 is another potential DCA opportunity moving forward. As long as the price is below this, then you continue to invest Otherwise, if it goes beyond this particular price threshold and we are on our way up, then you stop investing, enjoy the gains, and enjoy the ride. So a potential play that may happen here is you may experience that if we exhibit some strength moving forward in the short term, then if the price breaks through right here, if this is your risk threshold, then you still continue to DCA. It may go sideways around here because this support level will now be a resistance line. So now it depends on what your risk threshold is, because what may potentially happen is you may come up here, meet the 2 as resistance, but then you come back down, and then maybe you meet it again and then come back down, etc., etc. So then it is up to you. If this is your risk threshold, then anything below this area, you continue to invest. If this is your risk threshold, then once we rally past it, but if we break through this $1.74, then you DCA here. Comes back up, break down again, DCA here, comes back up, break down here, DCA here, etc., etc. If you like that video, hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want me to make a video about your favorite gaming crypto? Be a Patreon subscriber so you can request for it. Being a Patreon subscriber helps keep the channel sponsor, shill, and Moonboy free. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.